Evening guys, how you all doing? Really interesting video to do tonight, super brief as well, or as brief as possible. So I have two non-running project saws leaving, which I'll show in a second, and a couple of additional project saws to show, and one saw in particular I have been absolutely itching to cut with. I don't know when this saw was last cut with, and it probably won't be the one that you imagine me being so excited about, but can't wait to cut with it. I'll show you that one in a second. So I have a couple of project saws leaving. Oh, Mike, how the devil are you, my man? So you've got another Alpina 070S. This girl's just been hung for an age, and saw looks absolutely complete all the way around. The only thing I think which is missing on her, wait for that bike. This is one of the slightly later Alpina 70s, which had a composite tank inside the metal chassis at the top, and then the composite tanks have an unusual grommet arrangement and a custom fuel pipe. I've been trying for a long time to get the pipe, and then she's just, as I couldn't find one, she's just been on the shelf. I've just squirted some fuel in. She does actually, well, I think she fires. So your primer instantly fires. Mike, hope that's a lovely addition to the to your collection. They're just beautiful, beautiful saws. Tensmatic on the tensioner side. Quite complex, but the oil-o-matic system is just a work of art. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's the 070 which is going, early 70s saw. And Martin, thanks for buying the Dolmar 123 then project saw. So this is how this girl's been. She looks complete, other than she's missing air filter cover. And just prior to you buying the saw, some other people had asked about the condition of the piston, and I'd only photographed the previous night, and so you'll be pleased to know, I'm sure, the piston is immaculate, looks immaculate, and the engine's got excellent compression. So let me know how you get on. They're just beautiful. These are, what are these? These are these 4740? They're 70cc, mid-80s saw, 86, aren't they? West German. So still West German at this stage. War came down in 89. So let me know how you get on, Martin. Lovely saw. And okay, let's start with this girl then. So another project saw. Absolutely zero has been done to this saw. Little Stihl 024, the Wood Boss. It's interesting. If you ever go on to Stihl's historical website, they have a very interesting, almost like a family tree, if you like, so to speak, of the chainsaws through history, and they describe these as a next generation. So these started life in 1982, contrary to a lot of other documentation. Just under 42 cc's, 41 and a half, I think, cc's. Full AV, nice chain brake. Saw looks absolutely complete. Nothing's been done to it. Nothing's been off this saw. And she's slightly heavy on startup, I think. Let's, I didn't even check fuel. 1 second. That's rushing. Tiny bit of fuel in there. Down. Okay. There she is. Nothing's been looked at. Haven't touched the carburetor. Haven't done the fueling. sounds like she's starving of fuel. Rechoke her again. Straight away. So I just flick the choke on, just elongates the running, so nothing been checked. Haven't checked the fuel filter, haven't checked the fuel pipe, haven't checked the carburetor. So maybe a beautiful complete project saw for one of you. I think that's a genuine, that looks like a 16-inch bar, might be 15. What's that one? That's a 16, isn't it? Is that a 16? I think it's a 16, guys. Okay, that's the Stihl 024. Hopefully a lovely project saw. Oh, I'm itching to show this saw so much. Right, let's... I had multiple people ask about this saw. The McCulloch. This is the McCulloch 610 as opposed to the 6-10, completely different engine. So, Pro Max 610. So these saws were made from mid-70s, just after the mid-70s, 77 or around that year. Actually, 77 is an interesting year. Actually, 77 is a really interesting year. Yeah, so McCulloch, Robert Paxton McCulloch, started his company in 1943, just before the end of the Second World War, or writing was on the wall at that stage. And actually some very interesting things you may not know about Robert McCulloch. He's obviously famous for the chainsaws, but there are two other really, well actually there's many other interesting things about Robert McCulloch's history, but a couple of things you may not know. Which one should we give you first? Well, in London in 1830s, a lot of you know London Bridge. Obviously doesn't look like it did back then. And we had a famous designer, I think his name's Wren or Rennie. Let's say Rennie. Wren or Rennie. John Rennie. They started construction of the bridge in 1830, and then by 1960, I want to say 62, early 60s, there was so much addition to traffic going through London that the bridge could no longer cope with it. Structurally just couldn't cope. So the British government decided to sell the bridge. And guess who bought London Bridge in 1968? No other than Robert McCulloch from McCulloch Chainsaws, can you believe? And he had a vision of wanting to build his own community in strange name place, Huvassa, Hallavassa, Lake Huvassa, in Arizona. Okay, Lake Husavala. It's not a catchy name. Husavala in Arizona. And can you believe they took all the granite pieces off of London Bridge? He bought all of them. They shipped it around the world, and he constructed his own bridge. That's going to bother me now. Lake Husavala, something like that. Yeah, and that bridge is still up. And so he bought that bridge he bought the parts, or the granite, in 1968. So that's the first thing you may not know. But then strangely, when he graduated, he's kind of listed as an entrepreneur, and actually his family history is really intriguing. He married a lady called Anne Briggs. Suzanne Briggs, no, Barbara Ann Briggs, Babs? I think it's Barbara Ann Briggs, which means nothing in itself, except Barbara's father was Stephen Foster Briggs. And if you think of the name Briggs, you'll think, not Briggs. Robert Paxton McCulloch married Stephen Foster Briggs of Briggs and Stratton. So one of the, if not the largest lawnmower manufacturer in the world. one of the most prestigious at the time, starting out, McCulloch chainsaws. McCulloch were into car racing and agriculture and everything. And there you go. Robert McCulloch was married to Stephen Foster Briggs's daughter from Briggs and Stratton. So many interrelationships. Yeah, quite incredible. He didn't live very long either. He lived from... He was born in 1911. May 11, and then died in... Okay, so he died in 1977. And, yeah, didn't see his 66th birthday. Anyway, so this is the one of the... how far is this into McCulloch's history? Kind of 30 years in. Actually, on the subject of that, there's a really interesting question. Any of you are people which love your chainsaw history? I've been wrestling with a certain historical problem, so to speak, which is, so McCulloch's first chainsaw, Robert's first chainsaw was the 549, and so the 49 is probably obvious for everybody. His first chainsaw was in 1949, hence the 49. But the 5 designation is what gives people some, not confusion, but some disagreement perhaps. So a couple of people I've spoken to think that the 5 represents the month in which it was launched, but I don't think that's right, because I think it was launched in the... I think it was launched in the March of that year, which would make it a 349. And so anyway, I think it's because the first one he launched was a thumper, the 549. I think it had a 50, it's a 2-inch and a 2 1/4. It's like a 50 and a 51, 57 or 58 mil piston, and 130 cc's. So I think it was because it was nominal 5 horsepower. Let me know, guys, if any of you know that for sure. I'd love to hear. Anyway, so this is one of my show McCulloch 610s. As far as I know, all the nuts and bolts original, all the way around. The original nominal 20-inch bar. I've put a brand new chain on her. She's never taken a single disc, never, not a single disc, not with me. Obviously in her life she has. Correct felling spike, chain brake perfect, oiling beautifully, all the paint all the way around, all the screws, all factory original. I haven't taken off the carburetor, haven't stripped out the fuel from the, haven't done the, it's as it is, just absolutely beautiful. Got the front of the engine. I've had a lot of questions about these, so they are similar to the Husky 61, wherever that is. So make it slightly differently. 47 mil piston. They're one down and one up. 47-35 on this particular saw. Nominal 60 cc. Right, let me show you how this girl runs. She's just, it's just a beautiful, beautiful saw. Nice use of composites. Excellent AV on this saw. Really underrated. The aluminium plate on the underside normally is cracked, and this girl's lovely. Just flawless, absolutely flawless running, up and down, just flawless. So I thought I'll take just 1 or 2 discs just to show people how she actually runs. I'm excited because she's never taken a disc with me, not one, never been touched on the wood. So we'll take a disc with this girl, and then actually 1977 is interesting for this saw as well, for a different reason. I've been itching to sew this saw. Electrics, I won't do any electric jokes like I was really charged and switched on, ready to go. This is one of Stihl's very early electric saws, not like the mains electric stuff today. A little bit of a nonsense. This is just different. This was at a time when the bars and the chains weren't super thin, super small curves. This runs 1.6mm gauge, can run, I think, on paper, I think these show on some of the literature up to 16, although I've seen one with a 20, it'd be very interesting to see. They run a 3.4:1 reduction gearbox, outboard oiler, absolutely beautiful. Has the older Stihl logo badge on the front. Actually, that's very interesting as well. So, lots of things happened in 1977, Silver Jubilee. Sadly, Robert McCulloch passed away. Very interesting in 1977 then. Stihl changed their logo. So, up until this point, and I like the way Stihl operates. Some of their nomenclature, the naming system for some of the saws is really straightforward, BL, BLK. And so they transitioned from this logo to the new, what they call the inclusive logo, on the 1st of January 1977. So you know, if you have any saws with this older logo on, I wonder how many people actually understand what they're looking at when they look at the logo. It's actually spectacular. I think it was a real mistake from Stihl. So the round shape is the rings of a tree, and you see the Stihl logo, and then it's not just a black bar, you'll see the individual cutting teeth of the blade. It's just a beautiful logo. So any saw you have with this logo on, you know it predates 1977. So these saws started life in 66 or 67, just under 2,000 watts, so a true 2.5 horsepower. Yeah, an absolute thing of beauty. And so again, this will be the first day we've taken a disc with this girl. I can't actually wait, and I've been waiting to get a new chain for her. So that arrived the other day. So brand new Oregon, full chisel, 1.6mm gauge, professional gauge chain. Can't wait to put it onto some wood, see what this girl cuts like. In fact, maybe let's start with the electric. It'd be really interesting. I've just been itching to cut with this saw. Okay. Sounds good. It just feels really good in the hand. Feels really, really chunky. Okay, so I've got safety goggles for this one, and I've got the other one for the McCulloch in a second. Right, let's put that there. Well, what to start with this saw? 1 second, guys. Ow. Okay, let's get. I didn't really plan to think what we should start a cut with. What have we got here? 6 to 8 inch round. Okay, got no idea how she's going to cut. Obviously, there's no tuning, there's no fueling. She's got new oil in. Let's take a disc and we'll go from there. Can't wait. Wow. Oh my goodness, she cuts fantastic. Okay. It just doesn't slow down. All right, let's wow, that's so fantastic. Don't know how loud that is on camera, but it just cuts beautifully. We're gonna have to try something bigger. Let's just take a couple more. Not very well positioned with this, am I? Okay, that'll do. Guys, I should have been slightly better prepped than this, shouldn't I? Am I? It's sinking down there, and I don't like that. 1 second. Okay. That'll do. Guys, we're going to have to put something bigger onto it. This just cuts beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Fantastic. This would seem unfair to put some of these other bits on. They were cut down the other day with an MS500i, one of the Stihl fuel injections. Let's try a piece. Okay. Oh my goodness. I fancy this thing. 1 second, guys. Just make sure we're actually in. Okay. What is this thing? Oh, okay. This will be very interesting. See what this girl handles this like. Hang on. Why am I poorly prepped today? Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Let's try this one. What is that? 16. Okay, pretty well the full width of the bar. What do we think? What do we think? Guys, I don't know what to say. That's just a knife through butter. Let me switch the compressor. Hey guys. Wow, I just genuinely don't know what to say. Look at that. 16 inches, didn't miss a beat. Didn't slow down. Bar fully buried. Rocking on the dog. Wow. Look at it, it's absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, there we go then. That's the... How impressive is that? Still has the original green serial number plate on the underside. So any of you know the older engines, Contra from 59, you look along the front, you'll see they have this exact same plate, that colour scheme, this logo. Only later then do you find when they either moulded the logo out or then went to a slightly different shape, but this one with the rivet on, the metal logo is definitely just a thing of beauty. Wow. I'm not sure what there is to say, that cut's so fantastic. Let's take one more. What else is there to cut through? Let's have a look. Oh. Let's cut something that I do actually need to reduce down. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's nasty. Alright, ow. Oh. Okay. Right. One more. Look at it, guys, it's like spaghetti. Look how fantastic that cuts. I presume because it's coming off. Look at this. That's so fantastic. Interesting, isn't it? It's got a lower head speed. The ratio on the motor is 3.4 to 1. And so instead of tearing the wood, it's supersonic RPMs like some of the new saws. Wow, look at it. It's absolutely amazing performance. That's absolutely amazing. Look at that. It's just fantastic. Wow. So that is the super impressive E15. So she now has a brand new chain, oiling well, just a thing of beauty. And you think, from 67, so she's approaching. Can you believe this girl is approaching? If she was early, she's approaching 60 years old and just running flawlessly. Something really quite nice about that, isn't there? No tuning, no fueling, just pick it up and wow, still go through 16-inch wood in seconds. It'd be really interesting actually to run the McCulloch now on the same size wood. Okay, put her there. Well, she was worth waiting for. My goodness me, that was fantastic. Wow, absolutely fine, absolutely flabbergasted that wood that quickly. Right, McCulloch. This girl's never taken a disc either. We'll start her off with something like this. We'll soon know if she's happy in the cut or she needs the fueling adjusting. I don't know whenever she was last adjusted. I have no idea, genuinely. And as I say, she's genuinely never taken a disc with me. Hey. It's going to be hard to beat that. Absolutely fantastic. It reminds me of some of my gear-driven chainsaws. That's the type of noodles that come off. Hey guys, that's McCulloch runs beautiful. Might just do with a tiny bit of leaning out at the top end, considering she's not been used for a while. That other piece had 3 knots running through it. Just beautiful progressive cutting. The bit of monkey puzzle wood there at the end. A little bit of larch, a little bit of chestnut. Yeah, shocking, isn't it, the electric? How good is the electric at the size and that it's on? I'm going to take a disc off the monkey puzzle now, the same. shocking. Yeah. That feels... It felt... Well, there you go. McCulloch needs to be leaned out slightly. What can you say? That's the gorgeous, gorgeous 1960s E15 from Stihl, the electric chainsaw. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully a couple of amazing saws for somebody. Hopefully the 024 will find a good home as well. Mike, Martin, I hope you love the Alpina and the Dolmar 123. Guys, let me know how you get on. I'm absolutely staggered by that electric saw. Absolutely staggered. How good is that? Take care, guys.